Hello,
Hello.
and welcome to Planet Marzipan, the Fish and Marillion podcast. I'm Mezza, and here's my mate,
Craig Houston.
Hello, and welcome to Planet Marzipan. It's one of our Planet Marzipan meets episodes today. So I'm here with my good friend,
Craig.
and we are here to meet Vanessa Kennedy.
Hello.
Hello.
Who have just rugby tackled into the chalet.
Yeah, so we're still in Port Zélande. Craig has just asked Vanessa to come and visit our chalet so we can talk to her about what it's like to be part of the Marillion Empire, but through marriage. Yeah. But we start where we always start with: how did you first find out about Marillion?
And that was back in the 80s.
Okay.
When I was, maybe not a big fan as I am now, but Kaylee, that's basically it.
Yeah.
So that's how I came to know them. I liked Kaylee. Lavender was a big hit over here. And then sort of dropped out of my sight because I'm an 80s cheesy music.
Nothing wrong with that.
80 cheesy music rock chick.
Stock Aitken, Waterman
Yeah.
type stuff.
Yeah.
Rick Astley, Kylie.
Oh, you're still a
You-
big you're still a big
Yeah,
Rick
that's-
Astley fan, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm not wearing my t-shirt, but I have several. So no, that I just have a very white music.
Yeah. So when
Taste.
did you? We should point out that you're married to Mark Kennedy, because I haven't said that.
If you don't know.
If you don't know, but some people won't know that.
Yeah.
And Mark.
You have the patience of a saint.
Well, all right. Hello,
We
Mark.
love him, you know that.
Hello, Mark. So Mark works for the band.
Yeah.
When did you first see Marillion live?
Oh, actually, the first one I saw live was Fish with Mark and a few other friends in. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly. Somewhere 2008, I think, in Amsterdam. Paradiso was the Vigil tour, I think.
Right.
No,
Maybe.
it was. I'm trying to think. It was 2008. That was just before he had his voice operation and things and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I
it
think,
wasn't great. That's what
Yeah.
I can remember.
Yeah.
So that was the first one I saw, and then the first time I saw Marillion was Paradiso also. That was probably 2009.
Okay.
Yeah, or 2008. I'm not sure.
Round about then, yeah.
And
Something
you've obviously seen
like-
them lots since then.
Well, a lot of weekends.
Yeah.
Almost always as soon as they're here in the Netherlands. So I don't know.
You did
I
Montreal. See, we did Montreal as well.
Yeah, a couple of years.
Yeah.
I try to keep track. I think I'm on 80 now, maybe.
Wow. That's not bad since then, is it?
Not
Quite
bad.
a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
That's almost like Nathan levels nearly.
Yeah, it is.
Quite,
Yeah.
but-
Stalking, isn't it?
That's yeah.
And this is a bit of a leading question, but tell us a little bit about what Mark does for the band.
Okay. He will probably tell a slightly different story.
Actually, probably will, yeah.
I think he does a lot, especially leading up to all the weekends.
Yeah.
Under normal circumstances, it's everything with the website. So he sort of does a bit of the backside, and then they have that company that does all the other stuff. But on the front end, he does all the development and all the stuff that needs to go on the website. That's his job. Like now, running out of t-shirts, it's like, Mark, that needs to go onto the website.
Can you
Do
just
your thing.
Yeah, can you just do your magic and list the pre-order the t-shirts and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Just, tomorrow morning good for you?
But so that's one thing. He used to do all the videos,
Yes.
or a lot of them.
Lot of
I mean, Simon does some still as well. But that has become a bit less than what it has been. And then all the merchandise.
Hmm.
And that, especially leading up to weekends, that's months and months of work with designing whatever for the t-shirt or the tea towel or whatever.
Oh, the dog bandana.
The dog.
Sold out.
Yeah.
Dog bandana sold out.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Harry hasn't got one. I'll be in
Oh.
trouble for that. Yeah,
I'm sure there will be more.
I'm sure there will.
There's always Leicester.
Yeah. Yeah.
And does he? I don't know quite how to say this because I know we've had conversations before. Mike works long hours sometimes, doesn't he? Works a lot.
Yeah.
He loves it, doesn't he?
I still think he doesn't see it as a job.
No.
He still sees it as a hobby. Which it's not, because he gets paid for it.
Yeah.
It's a hobby and a mission as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he always, if we meet new people, or for instance Dutch people or friends of mine from before, and they ask like, what do you do for a living? And he always says, I work for a rock band. I mean, it's a nice way to introduce yourself, because people go like, wait, what? But yeah, he still says I have the best job in the world, and I think he really feels that.
Yeah. I mean, they say you should love your job.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not that
I think he loves it. I
Well,
think he loves his job more than I do mine. So that's
yeah. So he's doing something right, isn't he? Yeah. And how does it impact on home life, his job, or in working for the band?
Normally not that much.
Right.
I mean, he works from home, which is handy because he just goes to his office, which is only one flight
on the top floor.
No, but we've moved. He's now in Megan's other room, so it's only one flight up.
Things changed since October.
Yeah. So yeah, he's just there. I go out to work and I come back around 4:45.
Yeah.
So he keeps an eye on the dog. He does his work. He does grocery shopping if he has to.
And you expect the dinner on the table for when you get in the house.
No, yeah, that's my job. But yeah. In normal circumstances, it doesn't impact that much. But like preparing for a weekend, that's when it sometimes does. Because I'll be cooking and I'm like, right, I'm almost done. Oh, sorry, I have Lucy on the phone. I need to do X, Y, or Z. Yeah, that happens. Or he's like, what time are you going to bed? Because I'm going to do a late night because I need to finish up this or this for the weekend. But that's fine. That comes with the territory.
Yeah.
But the band and the people surrounding them, though, they're your friends now, aren't they? Would you say?
Yeah, I guess, yeah. I mean, you're my friends.
Well, yeah.
You too. And I mean,
but
yeah,
I mean,
I know them now sort of well, and I feel comfortable around them, and it's easy for me to ask them if I do something, for instance, for the Web Holland. They are more willing to say yes to me if I ask, will you do an interview with me or whatever. That's like, oh yeah, that's Vanessa. She's married to Mark, safe. So that's usually not a problem.
Yeah.
But if you would ask, do I consider H a friend or Mark or Pete or friend? I don't know. Good acquaintance, yeah, maybe.
Yeah. No, I get that. I mean, they're technically Mark's bosses, aren't they? So I
do have phone numbers of a few. So
so we can sell them to anybody.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's just nice. It's yeah.
Had you, before you got together, you weren't really aware of the Marillion fandom, were you? The fan group?
No, not at all.
Has it surprised you?
Yeah, I even remember that from that first Fish gig, that we walked into Paradiso and I stood there and I'm like, what's going on here? Why are all these people slapping each other on the back like, hey, hi, I haven't seen you in ages. I was like, what is this? I mean, I used to go to gigs, but normally if you go to a random gig, it's not like everyone goes, hey, good to see you, haven't seen you.
Rick Astley fans don't do that then, huh?
I'm sure they do if they know
Yeah,
each other.
yeah.
But,
Follow
yeah,
Rick,
no,
yeah.
yeah. But
Wait
no,
for that. Rick has to get-
I had never experienced that before. And the first Marillion gig, I was like, oh, okay, all these people really know each other. That was strange for me initially.
It's,
Now I love it because
Yeah.
it's especially like this weekend as well. For me, it's not so much about the music or the band. It's seeing and being with people that I haven't seen in ages and having chats and meetups.
Especially
really
people
good.
that you'd love to spend a bit more time
Yeah.
with.
You never have enough time.
And the beauty is, this time round, with it having the extra day on top of the Wednesday, it's given people a lot more time in relaxed
Yeah.
to be able to see everybody and spend a bit more time with them. And
Yeah.
well, that was it on Thursday. We'd had Wednesday here, and we'd had Thursday up to sort of tea time, and then all of a sudden you remembered, oh, we've got a gig tonight. You know, we were too busy. Everyone's too busy doing meeting up with people and they haven't seen for ages. And the gigs are almost secondary to that.
Yeah.
I mean, they're the reason we're all here, but the meeting
but I
folks
think
is
a
as much as
lot of people feel that way these days, that the music and the gigs in the evening are nice, but sort of it's shifted from the music to being with your friends and being with people you like, love, etc. Yeah.
I mean, the weekends, though, especially Port Zélande, holds something really special for you and for us.
Yeah.
Well, yes. Why is this a special place for you?
Well, I know what you're
you
hinting to.
Then say it then.
We got married here in 2011, so that's gonna be 14 years ago in 2 weeks.
Yes, we were all suited and booted then.
Yeah,
We were.
that was on the 25th of March.
And who married you?
Mr. H. Yeah, with a lovely officiant we had for our wedding in Purmerend, because we just did it twice.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
Well, you
can.
needed to.
Yeah. That was. I still say to Mark, I need to see the video again because I haven't watched it in ages. I just want to watch it again, but there are some things that are sort of ingrained in my mind. I remember being asked by Lucy to step outside of that room where we were in because Mr. H was outside and he wanted to know how to pronounce my last name.
Okay.
And so I was sitting there in my wedding dress. I'm like, okay, so I have to go and step outside to tell H how to pronounce my name. But then we walked back in. He grabbed my hand and I remember that when I went like, okay, I'm sort of geeking out now a bit. Because that was just surreal, but it was good fun. And our Dutch officiant was also quite funny.
Yeah.
I remember my face hurting because I was smiling so much.
Yeah, we remember that as well, that so many people came up to us and were like, we've never been to a wedding where we've laughed so much as we did. It was just funny. And she made the mistake of sort of linking fish and AIDS together in her speech, and we were like, no, don't go there. But yeah, so those are great memories.
Yeah, no, it was a really special day.
It was, because it was funny for us, because when you got married and then the reception thing at the back of the Adventure Factory, we had like, drinks went back and forth because we were setting up to do the quiz.
We were doing the quiz, so we were all still suited and booted doing the quiz,
Yeah, presented the quiz, did the whole quiz, all
the best turned out. Yeah, we've been for the quiz, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we had tons of Prosecco behind the bar. Karen was there, Karen Breitner.
Much missed.
Who started running backwards and forwards to grab her own bottle of Prosecco. So yeah, there are really good memories to that day.
Yeah, I think everybody's got their own. I mean, you can't say match that.
And all of you dressed up, and I remember coming down. I don't know if that wasn't this cottage, it was a different cottage. I remember coming down the stairs in my dress. You were downstairs, John, and I was like, I'm nervous. And you went like, why? You got married last week?
Yeah. You'd practiced
but I was
once.
Nervous. Yeah.
No, it was great. It was really good. And everybody on the park was aware of it. You know, you came out and there was a big group of people there that weren't actually in the wedding. You know? It
tons of photographers. It was ridiculous. That was like, it was weird.
Yeah.
So that's why I want to rewatch that video to just get that all back.
Yeah.
It's almost 15 years ago.
I remember us
Like
present.
Mr. Kennedy says, you get less for murder.
Well, it works both ways, doesn't it? It works both
Yeah.
ways. Same for you as well.
Yeah.
Are you doing any of the other weekends this year?
Yeah, well, yeah, we are. We have some slight doggy issues at the moment, so I'm not sure if that's gonna throw a spanner in the works. But if everything goes well, we'll go to Spain and Italy.
Nice.
So Girona and Padua.
Mm-hmm.
So looking forward to it.
Have you not been to those cities before?
Girona, I have been. Ryan, my oldest, lives in Barcelona.
Right.
2 years ago, he took us on a day trip to Girona, so we've been there before. Italy, I've been there many times from when I was little. Padua, I've never been, so that's going to be a first.
Yeah, brilliant.
Until I found out last week that you can't drive your car into the center of Padua, so need to figure that one out. But we were going by car.
I'm sure you'll work around that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can Mark knows still like, don't you know who I am?
Yeah, still doesn't get you into the center of Padua.
It's worth a try, you know.
I might get you into the gig or the backstage, but I don't think anywhere.
You never know. City officials, you know.
What's your favourite piece of Marillion music or your favourite Marillion album?
Oh, jeez.
Should have asked you that before we started recording.
Yeah, probably. Probably still my favorite song is going to be Fantastic Place, but that's because it just has memories.
Yeah.
Mark sort of, when he was still trying to woo me, was always like, oh, Fantastic Place, arm around my shoulder, grabbing my hand during a gig. So that's just, yeah, for me, has special meaning. No, album-wise, there are so many that I really like. I love most of Fear, to be honest.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Fear gets talked about a lot on this podcast.
Yeah.
Just not by us.
Well,
I really like it, but I have probably with every album there's one song that I maybe will skip over. I'm not a fan, for instance, of Montreal. I don't know why, but it just, I've been there multiple times, but it just doesn't click. And I don't know why.
But I think that's the great thing about the band. You know, we know from being on here, people have got very different favourites, and it's well documented on here that I'm not a massive fan of El Dorado, but there have been as many people coming on and saying they love it as those saying they don't, haven't there?
That's it.
Yeah.
I've always said, you know, the band has such a wide repertoire of material, so you can love.
Say that word again.
I'll try not too early today. You can love Gaza and you can love No One Can at the same time.
Yeah.
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 Totally different.
Yeah.
And Incubus. Anything.
Yeah. And how's Mark after his favourite female artist being the headliner on Friday to hear? Has he come down yet?
He's come down.
We need to talk to him about it.
He did have an email of her drummer, who's also her husband.
Yeah. So back off.
No, she left some merch here, so we're taking that home, and then her son is gonna collect it.
Right, okay.
He was sort of hoping he could drive it back to her house, but that's not happening.
I think the restraining order has limits.
Yeah. But no, we both really enjoyed it. I mean, Mark wanted this for 10 years.
Yes.
And I think every single time they were starting to discuss weekends and like, what are we going to do for support? He was always, Anneke van Giersbergen. And it never happened. And now it did.
Can you say that again? Because we talked about it on the podcast
And
today, and we didn't pronounce it like that. So
yeah, that's because I'm Dutch.
I know, but how should it be pronounced?
Anneke van Giersbergen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nowhere near what.
Nowhere near.
I didn't even attempt it.
We didn't.
Yeah.
We dodged that bullet.
Yeah. I've read lots of reports online. Lots of people loved it, which is great. We're sat here on Sunday afternoon now, So what are you looking forward to about tonight's gig? Because you might have a clue as to what's going to happen. By the time this goes
I
out,
might have a clue, but I'm also not going to tell.
All right.
Just wait and see. There undoubtedly will be a few surprises.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. Well,
We'll leave it
very
at that.
professionally handled that. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we've had our Planet Marzipan kind of family meetup, haven't we?
Yeah.
Which was entertaining and getting
Was that
stories.
where you could get all those lovely T-shirts?
Yeah.
Marzipan.
So Barton Enterprises.
About 30 people came, didn't there?
Yeah, but
We got a big group photo taken.
Oh, okay.
people talking about how they listen to the podcast. A lot of people saying about at work or on the journey to work and all the rest of it. You listen at work, don't you?
Yeah, but I mean, I know you guys so well that I start to listen to you and I can hear when you start to crack up and then I'm like, you guys, and I have to stop because I can't focus on what I'm doing.
Because you know us too well.
Yeah, you distract me then too much and I start giggling away and I'm like, no, this is not going to work.
So you must see that when we meet up with Mark, everybody kind of slips back into their old.
You all
ways.
slip right back into the Cakey Boys.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I sort of met you all and you
Did.
slip right back in.
Well, I said it to Mark earlier today, but the Cakey Boys actually didn't get booed when they got mentioned in the quiz.
Yeah.
So that's the first time.
I missed it. I was expecting.
Well, you there, were you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you missed the boom. Sorry.
I mean, there was no booze. I missed the.
Maybe the fame is waning a bit.
I think just people have forgotten. That's all.
Yeah. So long.
Short memories, yeah. No, it's good. Well, look, we appreciate you listening to the pod, and we miss seeing you. You know that.
Well, I miss seeing you as well. So,
This is it. I mean, I did forgive if I'd taken Mark away from us.
Yeah.
Still get to you.
I didn't.
He knows I love him.
I know. He misses you guys. I know that. So, but I always tell him, you can go and visit Craig or John, and they're always welcome to our house. So that's fine.
Yeah, but he can't come over without you. Just saying that. It's part of the play now. Well, I know you want the peace and quiet.
Well, you've been over to see the guys a few times, haven't you? And I finally made it last October, didn't I? So that was lovely. It was great.
I mean, it was great just to get everybody back together when we saw Fish at Utrecht.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fun. And you're always welcome.
Yeah.
In a couple of months, have an extra spare room, so feel free.
And of course to get me fusses off Ginger, and now we've missed one.
Yeah. Lulu.
We're missing poor Lulu.
I know.
Yeah.
You need to explain.
Yeah, because Mark and Vanessa, apart from having the dog, they had two cats. There's Ginger and Lulu.
Yeah.
And Ginger, when I stayed over.
Ginger is a real Ginger.
Yeah, she's a real proper attitude, but she's she actually came into the bed and under the covers to snuggle up at night. Normally because I'd sleep with. It was Lola's room upstairs, wasn't it? Originally, where Mark was working. She used to sleep up there a lot back in the day, didn't she?
Yeah, when Lulu was a bit younger. Yeah.
Because I remember staying across when she was a bit younger, and she would come and say, "What are you doing in my bedroom?"
Yeah. No, that wasn't possible anymore because of her illness, etc. That we have to lock stuff up.
That's the thing about this chalet. We've got the cat whisperers, me and Dave.
Well, yeah, there was a black cat outside the cottage.
I said, still come by every night.
He's been inviting it in.
Really?
Yeah.
You had it inside?
Well, just to the hall. We got a fuss.
Okay.
I think you've slept with it.
Is he pepper nutmeg? He's telling lies.
You say that.
Don't cheat on my cats. Thank you very much.
He's had a mysterious lie in every morning. Weird. It's weird. Well, look, thank you for coming on the podcast.
You're welcome.
And thank you for keeping Mark happy. That's important to us as well.
Thanks.
And
if I ever get bored, I'll kick him back.
Oh, you come back with
it. It's fine. But thanks for being on the podcast.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And all that remains to be said is...
It's good afternoon for me.
It's good afternoon from me. Take care.
Good afternoon and have fun.
Stay alive.
Yay! Thanks for listening to Planet Marzipan Podcast. Please like and subscribe from whichever platform you get your podcasts from. You can contact us at planetmarzipanpodcast@gmail.com. And check out marillion.com, fishmusic.scot for all the good stuff.